Once you've decided to use video in your e-teaching practice, you probably start to think, well, how am I going to incorporate it? So I wanted to show you three approaches to video editing to really put those three different stages in context. The first kind of video asset you'll probably want to make is just a simple clipping, topping and tailing it's also called, of some kind of existing video that you're already working with. There's a couple of very easy ways to achieve it. Firstly, on a Mac you can go straight to the QuickTime Player. It's included in the OS, and if you haven't got the latest version of it on your work Mac, ITS will update it for you. It has very simple controls. If you've ever used the trimming video feature on an iPhone, you'll see that it almost directly mimics that. You trim the video. You can export to a video file, which means you can take your new video file and place it in your PowerPoint, however you want to use it. And you can convert to multiple formats. So this is important when you're trying to just ensure that you've got a bit of a variety. Perhaps you're going to present somewhere where you're not really sure what kind of system they've got. You can create a few formats just to make sure you've got yourself covered. But what it really does best is it just performs those simple trim edits. Cut off the front, cut off the back, remove a bit of shaky cam wherever it's necessary. Another way to do it is to use a service called wevideo.com. There are a few limitations, but they're mostly around the concept of having a free account. So wherever you see a free account, there'll usually be the case that they hold back a few of the features, or you're the product, so you'll be advertised to. In this case, there is a few limitations on exporting. No installation is required. You just need to set up an account. Nothing is installed on your computer. It all works in the web browser. Most web browsers at the university have fairly modern, up-to-date browsers, so you'll be able to use it no problem. It's got a very simple interface. It has three modes. Firstly, storyteller mode, which is just like creating a storyboard. Then you've got an intermediate mode, which has a few more transitions and perhaps a bit of text. And then you've got another more advanced editor mode where you can play around with a couple of tracks of audio, and you can get into that more narrative style storytelling. You can export a file, or you can share it online. So it's very easy and quick to make the video and then get it out there, but there is a limit on how much you can export. So just beware of that. That's related to the free account. But once again, it performs these simple top and tail edits very quickly. Taking the next steps, we might want to create videos which are more functional in their nature and their use. They might illustrate a point, or they might be instructional for a task or a procedure. So if you're a Mac user, iMovie will be the software to go to. Here are some of its features. It can very easily record from a webcam or import from a digital camera, so you can create your video snippets or video clips very easily. It's got a very simple drag and drop editing interface, but you can do more sophisticated things with it. You can add a voiceover, and this is a really useful tool. You'll often want to give some context to the videos that your students are watching, and using voiceover is a good way to do that. You can add text and graphics, again for giving context or maybe for citation of the sources of these video assets. Simple animations are really good when you want to show relationships between different processes, or you want to show from moving from one to another, or even just creating simple transitions between pieces of video. And incorporating screencasts or screenshots when some of the tasks perhaps are about things to do with a web interface. You can very easily instruct your students on how you want things to be done, processes, how to navigate around websites, or just maybe you're setting a review task. And another useful thing you can do is you can set tasks and assessments using video. So you can ask for them to reflect on themselves, or perhaps in between themselves peer reviewing each other. Or you can ask for commenting on pieces of assessment that have come in. Or you can comment back via video to them. The next step is obviously when you've gone to a very different level and you're trying to construct a sophisticated narrative. So this involves the three steps of pre-production, production, and post-production. So you're looking at involving a lot more people. You need a lot more equipment. You often need to engage professionals, and as you can see from that list, there's a lot more rigmarole, time involved, money, resources. Some of the things that you might want to think about if you are engaging in the more advanced use of video is perhaps creating a suite of videos and audios and PDFs. Perhaps they're going to augment delivery of your course online. So you want to create some polished, succinct, useful videos as an overall suite. Maybe you just want to capture a lot of long form lectures and then make sure that they've got the slides of your PowerPoints intercut with them, or maybe you want to intercut other pieces of video. There's lots of copyright considerations that go along with that, so you do need to cover that off well ahead of time. And of course, the area that you're moving into is perhaps documentary or journalism or feature filmmaking or art video. So that's a wrap up of the 3 different types of approaches to video editing. And of course, we're going to focus on the second one, just creating functional, illustrative or instructional videos. And so we'll get into that now.